The future is ours.
Okay, so the first card we have is Arcanite Ripper, which is a callback to Arcanite Reaper, isn't it? This is a Death Knight card, which, like, I wouldn't be able to tell if there wasn't a rune. 3 mana, 3/2 weapon, which is already, like, pretty bad, right? Because most 3 mana, 3/2 weapons aren't strong. So Death Rattle, summon a 1/1 lifesteal undead. Change your health on your turn. So if you kill 2 minions with this, you get a 3/3 lifesteal. Kind of slow, but not bad. Does Blood want this? Maybe like Reno Blood. But we're about to have a big rotation, so I don't even know if Reno's going to be around. In general, though, this card seems pretty weak unless there's more ways to... I mean, you can heal yourself, but usually you want to play this card on curve, right? You're going to play it on 3, pop it on 5. You're not really going to be gaining a lot of life or changing your health total. You're usually just going to be playing minions. So if I had to rate this card out of 5 stars, I probably would give it 2 stars. Not very strong. So anyone have any opinions on this card? It might go into Rainbow or that 2 Blood Hand buff DK if that becomes a thing. I mean, it's not a horrible card. Like getting a 3/3 minion and killing 2 things, but like you have to trade 1 star. I think it's playable. I do think the card's playable, which is why I give it 2 stars. 1 star to me is like completely unplayable, but I get where you guys are coming from. It doesn't seem very exciting. Anyways, let's go to the next card. Harmonic Metal. Another Blood DK card, 3 mana. Give 4 random minions in your hand +2/+2. Swaps each turn, so basically it'll swap into give 2 minions +4/+4. Which, like, they used to have this mechanic back in the day. I don't know if you guys remember, it was Witchwood, I think is what it was. And this mechanic wasn't very impactful. They didn't really put it on any broken cards. It probably could have been more impactful, but the cards they made, I don't know, this card doesn't seem... If we compare it to Conditioning, right? Conditioning saw play in Warrior. Conditioning, if you don't know, is 2 mana. Give all minions in your hand +1/+1. Upgrades when you have 5 mana, so then +2/+2. Upgrades when you have 10 mana, so +3/+3. That card saw play, but I think you ideally want the 4 giving +2/+2 on my monitor. Just went off a second. Come give you guys a hug. Which doesn't seem that strong. I don't think this card will see any play. This is 1 more mana than Conditioning. I think the fact that it swaps each turn makes it worse. 5 stars? Metalist. No, dude, this is a 1 star. This card is bad. This card is like arena filler. Anyways, let's go to the next card. It's not very exciting. Okay, this card, Screaming Banshee. After your hero gains health, summon a soul with that much attack and health. After your hero gains health. Wait, so this is just like a continuous effect, right? That's actually pretty good, isn't it? So if they like trade into this minion with a 6/6, it leaves behind a 3/3 as long as you had health to gain. After your hero gains health. Wait, isn't this card good? Like late game, when you have Vampiric Blood, or even mid game, you could just go Screaming Banshee, Vampiric Blood, gain 10, get a 10/10. That seems kind of good. And the fact that it has lifesteal on its own means, like, let's say they have to trade 2 minions into it to kill it, you get 2 3/3s. That seems kind of good. This plus Reno. That's true. This plus Reno. Yo, how was my sister's party? It was good, thank you. Ate delicious food. I don't know. This card seems good. Like, legitimately, I would give it 4 out of 5 stars. I think this card's actually strong. As long as I'm understanding it correctly. They trade 2 minions into it, you gain 3 twice, you get 2 3/3s. That's already worth it. And then the fact that it synergizes with other cards makes it even stronger. If it wasn't 5 mana, I'd even consider giving it more stars. The best curve I've heard for this is on 6 equipped corrupted Ashbringer, then 7. This plus gain 10, so you get 3 5/5s. Oh, you get 2 5/5s with Vampiric Blood. Yeah, I mean, this card opens the door for you, like, to build your deck more towards, like, a lifesteal sort of deck. Could even be 5 stars, the fact that it could create archetypes on its own, because it gains 5, then gains 5 again. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. This card's good. 4 out of 5 stars. I don't think it's, like, broken. 5 out of 5 to me is, like, broken, so I give it 4 out of 5. Cool card. Okay, we got Climatic Necrotic Explosion. So this card is worded pretty strange, and I'll explain how it works because I read the Twitter post this morning. So you only can play this if you have all 3 runes, which is already kind of limiting itself. You can play Syndragosa, I guess. It's kind of reminds me UI. It has lifesteal, deal 5, summon 2 1/1s, randomly improved by corpses you've spent, which doesn't mean corpses you've gained. You actually have to use the corpses. So I think this card might kind of come down to like how well you can spend your corpses, and it kind of reminds me of Sire a little bit. It's like a weaker version of Sire, right? Because okay, let me explain how the corpses or the randomly improved part of it works. So there's 4 numbers on this card. There's the 5 damage, there's the summon 2 minions, and then there's the 1 attack, 1 health. So every time you spend a corpse, it's going to randomly increment one of those numbers. So if you spent 10 corpses, you might get 3 more damage, 3 more souls, and 4 more stats on your 1/1s. So spend enough corpses, and you'll probably eventually get a full board, slightly bigger minions, and more damage. It does have lifesteal as well. I mean, it's definitely a playable card, but the fact that it forces you to use all 3 runes, and I think this card, like, you have to spend the corpses, right? It's not corpses gained, it's corpses spent, so it's kind of inconvenient in that sense. Sucks this card isn't discoverable. Why isn't it discoverable? I assume it would be discoverable. Have they said it's not discoverable? Yeah, it's a good point. It is going to be a 4-set format, so a lot of stuff's rotating. So yeah, I don't know. I give this card like a 3 out of 5. I don't think it's like super insane. It's like Sire-esque, but the fact that you have to have, you can't discover it, that's what the dev said, but the fact that you have to run all runes, and like, if you improve the stats, that's not that good, right? Improving the number of souls you summon is better, because like, that kind of doubles the stats, but randomly improving one of the numbers on the stats doesn't seem that strong. And like, obviously improving damage is like the most relevant part, so kind of high variance in like what gets improved. Like, how many corpses are you going to be spending before this card is worth it? Like, you spend 10 corpses and this card deals like 2 extra damage, 2 or 3 extra damage, summons like a couple extra minions, and the souls are a little bit bigger. Like, that's not really worth it. Does the damage improve as well, or just the souls? Any of them. Any of the 4 numbers on here randomly get incremented. So I think you'd have to spend like 20 corpses or something before this card starts to get worth it. Yeah, I don't know. 3 out of 5 stars for me. Like, it is a nice finisher. I'm not sure, like, what kind of finishers we're going to have in this format, or even if this format wants finishers or not. So it could go higher or lower depending on, like, the context of the format. But just, like, judging the card on the surface, it's like, yeah, it's playable. Yeah, it could potentially have huge upside, but, like, I don't think being able to spend corpses is really that easy. Just discover Marigard? True. If only could run Marigard in the same. Yeah, spent, not earned. That's a huge part of the card. If this is corpses earned, it would be a lot better, right? It would be a lot like Sire. It'd be like old Sire at that point, because then it just would eat every minion. Like, you get to use every minion you eat, but instead you have to actually spend every corpse, so 3 out of 5 stars. Okay, next card is a Druid card. 1 mana, 1/1, choose 1, draw a beast, or discover 1. I mean, the thing about this is, like, we don't know all the beasts yet, right? Because the set still has a lot to offer. I assume there's going to be some beast synergy. I mean, here's the thing. They keep trying to push beast synergy every set with Druid, right? There's always something. I think the last time beast synergy mattered was Guardian Animals. And even then, if you drew the beast, they were so bad. So it's just going to come down to how strong are the beasts that you get offered. I do like the fact that this card can discover beasts. Stat lines, like, pretty mediocre. I think if it was like a 1/2, I'd be a lot more happy with it. The fact that it's a 1/1, it's a big deal. I think the 1 mana versus 1/2 is a big deal. I wish they made it a 1/2. 5 stars kawaii. It is really cute. It's got real Lola Bunny energy, doesn't it? Everyone loves Lola Bunny. I give this like 2.5 to 3 stars personally. And like, that might go up if there's more beasts, but historically, beast energy hasn't really been very strong, so they might push it this set, who knows. Maybe we can revisit it. 1/2 is power creep. Okay, but Concoctor is a 1/2. How come Rogue gets a 1 mana 1/2, but Druid gets a 1 mana 1/1? Doesn't make sense. Yeah, it's just decent. But I honestly think it's on the weaker side, so I give it less than 3 stars. Anyways, ooh, I love this card's design. Okay, Starlight Grove, 3 mana, give your hero Divine Shield. For the rest of the game, playing a Holy refreshes it. This card is so cool. So Obviously, this is a card you're going to want your mulligan. You want to play this as soon as possible. It's going to be good in a control paladin, but the thing about control paladin is like we're losing Cariel, right? Cariel is always control paladin's best card. So now we need new finishers for paladin. 10 stars. I love the design on this card. This card is going to be very, very dependent on, I think, what finishers paladin has to offer. If paladin doesn't have a lot of good finishers, then it gets weaker. Yeah, I mean, the design on the card is like so cool. Giving your hero divine shield, that's completely new. I've never even thought about doing that before. It's gonna be cool to see a little bubble on your hero. Too bad you can't stack the bubbles, right? Just like play multiple holies in one turn. Is holy Maki roll still gonna be legal? I guess it doesn't matter. You can't stack them, right? Yeah. I don't know. I'm kind of like have rose tinted glasses with this card because I love the design so much. But I think in reality, it's actually not that good. I feel like it's actually not that good. Bring back Librams. Yeah, then you could keep refreshing it. It's definitely weaker than Cariel. And like the thing is, if you're playing against a deck that can ping you, like Druid or Mage, they can pop the Divine Shield so easily. But if you're playing against a deck like Warrior or Shaman, it gets better because they can't ping you and you can tank giant minions. So this is kind of a meta-dependent card, isn't it? Playing against decks with ping hero powers, this card's a lot worse. Playing against decks without the pink hero power, it's considerably better. Because the thing is, you can't control your opponent's hero power, right? Even if you manage to clear their board and like kill all their small minions, and just try and tank their big minions, if they have the mage hero power, it doesn't matter. So, playing against Astalor, how come Paladin's cards are always bad against Astalor? So true. I don't know. I give this like a 2.5 to 3 stars. I don't think it's that good. I think the design on it is really fucking cool. I don't think this card is that good. Just because of like how many ping hero powers there are. Maybe if like Warrior, Shaman, Priest, and not even Priest because Priest doesn't care about this. Maybe if like the non-pinging hero power classes become good, this card's better. But yeah, I don't know. 2.5 to 3 stars to me. Oops. Okay, next card is a Priest card, Fan Club. So they did confirm locations are going to be popping up a lot more. Now this seems more like a straight value location. It's not like, this is more of like a cheap spell than a location, right? Usually locations like give you a lot of value. This one is just kind of, heals you for 6 over a couple turns. It's like worse than Gift of the Naru, right? I'd rather draw a card. Like just getting 3 flat healing. Did I mess up my resolution? Why is it like so happen? Hold on 1 second. Why is my resolution messed up? Does this lost card look like that too? No, it's just the Priest card. They made the location too big. Whatever. Okay, it's a little messed up. Who cares? 1 star, not playable. It's good with overheal. Oh, Priest always toxic. I don't want to draw this card. I don't want this card on turn 1. I don't want this card on turn 2. Priest always toxic, messing up the screen, true. 1 star. I don't think this card's playable. I know there's the overheal card, but like, card sucks. Next card. Okay, next card we have is Power Chord Synchronize. Choose a minion, add a copy. Finale, give both +1/+2. So this card's interesting. The finale keyword's different. So if you don't know what finale does, you get the finale effect when you spend all your mana. Use all mana, right? Yeah, which is like kind of easy to do. If you're playing it on curve, super easy to get a finale. If you're doing multiple things in a turn, hopefully you have a lot of like cheap 1 or 2 mana cards so you can fill in the remaining mana. I think in general in Hearthstone it's pretty easy to spend all your mana these days. It definitely goes in like more of a tempo Priest deck. I don't know though. I feel like it's on the weaker side. Like, you guys remember Extra Arms? Extra Arms is way better than this card. 2 mana +2/+2, get another Extra Arms in your hand. What does Finale do? If you spend all your mana, you get that effect. So if you have exactly 2 mana when you play it, you get this effect, which is kind of inconvenient. Otherwise, it's like a 2 mana Zola, but you can Zola your opponent's minion. I mean, it's playable. I think the copy effect matters more than the +1/+2 does. I give it like 2 stars. If this becomes a slow meta, which I don't think it probably will, because in general Hearthstone's very fast, this effect might be decent. Yeah, I think it's only good in slow metas, so probably 1 or 2 stars. I'll give it 1.5 stars. Don't think this card's good. Next card, Heartbreaker Hedonist. So we have another new keyword here. Overheal. So if you heal this past it having 8 health, you get this effect. So it comes into play, deals 4 to itself. It's 4 mana 4/4. If you manage to overheal it, deal 5 to a random enemy. 4 mana 4/4 with no effect is horrible. right? Like that's not even close to playable in Hearthstone. The fact that I have to like heal this for 5, how the fuck are we healing this for 5? We have location, but that's just a bad card. I'm not a big believer in playing bad cards to help other bad cards. And the payoff of dealing 5 to random enemy, if there's like some way I can keep looping healing, like do this multiple times and just like pew 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 5 damage over and over, then that'd be cool. Otherwise, pretty bad, right? 1 or 2 stars again. I give this 2 I think I give this 2 stars just because there is the possibility of running a deck that can machine gun with it. But I haven't seen any good cards that go along with this. Yeah, Overheal can repeat. Bringing back Circle of Healing. Yeah, this is... let's be optimistic for a second, right? Let's assume that they actually print a lot of good cards that can do overhealing. There's cards like Circle, cards like Injured, Blade Master. Like if we have a heal priest, like Tempo Heal Priest, this card is decent. It's still not that good. It's decent. 2.5 stars, being optimistic. I think even with the proper support, this card's still on the weaker side. Like it's decent. It probably has its shining moments if you build your deck around it. But we need other injured cards as well, which we don't know the new core set yet. Like this card's kind of dependent, and I'm kind of being optimistic with the core set here. I think even if the core set is ideal for building around this card is a 3 stars max. And if they don't build around it, it's probably a 1 star. So I'll give it 2.5 stars for now. And we can revisit it when the core set comes out. Let me clear my throat. Okay, next card, Beatboxer. I love the flavor of this set, by the way. 3 mana 4/3 combo, deal 4, randomly split among all enemies. Huh. So this card's just like better SI 7 agent, right? Being able to target the 2 damage versus getting 4 split. 4 split is better. But let's think about this. SI 7 agent is unplayable. It was only playable when we had the quest. The mech aspect of this card, I haven't seen any mech support for Rogue yet, so that's kind of negligible right now. Is a better SI7 agent actually good? Would I play this in a Rogue deck that runs location? I wouldn't. 1.5 stars. 1.5 to 2 stars. It's a combo card for the new weapon. Yeah. Is the new weapon a legendary? Maybe jump over to it real quick. It's not. I don't know. 2 stars maybe because of the weapon, but still not super strong. Give it 2.5 stars. I think 2.5 is pretty generous, and I think that's only because the weapon exists. Speaking of the weapon, 3 mana 2/2, Death Rattle, refresh 1 mana crystal, play combo cards while equipped to improve. So, I don't know why, this card kind of reminds me of Twig of the World Tree, except instead of getting 10 mana, you just refresh mana. So if you play this on 3, the most you can do is 5 mana. Spend 3 mana, get a couple damage just to get up to 5 mana. Potentially more, but in general you want to do your pop-off turns as fast as possible with Rogue. So I would say usually on turn 5. Are we really playing 5 combo cards? Are we really going to play clunky combo cards like this card? This card is so clunky. I mean, even if you only get like 3 mana, 3 mana is a lot. Give it 3 stars. I don't think this card's amazing. It's definitely playable. What's Whirl Kick? Give it 3 out of 5 stars. I don't think it's super strong. I think being 3 mana is kind of high. I have to see the other combo cards. I mean, we have like a Ghostly Strike. Let me pull up my collection real quick. And some of these are leaving. Is Voyage leaving? I don't know. I mean, so far, there's not a lot of good combo cards. It's kind of concerning. Oh, clear chat. Damn it. That was the 2 mana 1/2 on a combo card to your hand. Oh, right. Yeah, 3 stars. Unless they make a lot of other good combo cards. I'd say 3 stars. I think you'll probably get like 3 mana on average off of it. Next card. Brass Elemental. 4 mana 3/3. Rush Divine Shield, Taunt, Wind Fury. So it's basically mini Alakir, right? It's Alakir without the charge, which is like good for trading. It is an elemental, so elemental synergies potentially. Let's go to Arena card. I mean, it's playable. You have to kill it, right? If you leave it up, it's 6 damage, but a 3/3 is kind of easy to kill. If we can buff it, it's even better. Maybe if there's like more support for this card, it could be stronger. Oh, Voyage is staying. That's good. 2.5 stars. Playable. Not super insane. Kind of a support card. Floyd Virtuoso. 1 mana 1/3 during your turn, your hero's immune. This card's interesting. Your hero's immune. So I get free life taps. Our Flame Imps don't deal us damage. I don't know. 1 mana 1/3 is always not bad. Maybe if there's like some big, like take 10, draw 10 cards card or something. I don't know. Are there any? Let me flip through. I don't see any. Good synergistic cards to go with it. I don't know. This card's just saving you HP. And that's only if it survives. I would probably say kind of bad. 1.5 to 2 stars maybe. Let's flip through the Warlock cards real quick. See ya. It's gonna clear chat again. Oh well. It's also kind of like anti-Warlock synergy, because usually Warlock has cards to synergize with wanting to take damage. And it's just a 1/3. I don't know, this card actually might just be 1 star. It does not seem good. 1 star. Calling it 1 star. This card will not see play. I'd have to see. I'll revise it if they come out with a card that's like, take 10, do something crazy. But until then, it's 1 star. Opera Soloist. 5 mana 4/6. If you control no other minions, deal 3 damage to all enemy minions. Why is this 5 mana? This should be like a 4 mana 3/5. 5 mana 4/6 is like anti-power creep, right? Historically, if we're dealing 3 damage to all minions, it's always 4 mana, and it doesn't come on a condition. But if you're gonna deal 3 to all enemy... Oh, all enemy minions. Oh, but it's basically all minions, right? Because it says if you control no other minions. So even though it says 3 damage to all enemy minions, it might as well just say 3 damage to all minions based on the way it's worded, right? I mean, why is it 5 mana? It's like anti-power creep. Hearthstone cards keep getting better and better and better, and then they make cards like this that are just like anti-power creep. Nutty with Quest. Oh, the last card. 1 star. Why is it 5 mana? That's all I have to say is why is this 5 mana? This should not be 5 mana. This is easy 4 mana. Hipster. 2 mana 1/3, discover a spell from your opponent's class that isn't in their deck. That's a lot of words. So they're trying to make the Pandaren thing. What is it? The 2 mana 1/3 stat line? Like, Amalgam's 2 mana 2/3, and that card sees French play. Why are we making these discover cards 2 mana 1/3s? This should be a 2 mana 2/3. I'm sorry. I get tilted by the stat line and by the cost. Because if you're going to power creep cards and you're going to make cards like the Rogue Location that are just insanely broken, like, just make the neutrals better. Like, if this is a 2 mana 2/3, it's actually a good card. A 2 mana 1/3 discover spell from your opponent's class that isn't in their decks is probably not going to be a good card, because your opponent's probably playing all the good class cards. This is a 1. If this is a 2 mana 2/3, it might be playable in like a Reno deck or something. Best flavor text? Oh, so you like Hearthstone, name every spell. It's funny. 1 star. Should be a 2 mana 2/3. Even if it was a 2 mana 2/3, it's still gonna be that good. Oh, hell yeah. ETC Band Manager. Okay, this card's awesome. If you don't know how the building a band works, it's basically like you just discover one of the 3 cards that you added to your band. So usually you're going to be putting cards like Ooze or BGH or Theo, stuff like that. Or if you're playing a Reno deck, you can add some duplicates. This card's really cool. I don't think it's super strong. Like, it's not going to go in every deck, obviously, but I like this card because it makes deck building more interesting and it allows you to run more tech cards. Oh, the flavor text says, the next band features one only MC tech on drums, Fungal King of the keyboard Loathab, and the Shadow Stepping Vocal Cord to Spellbreaker. Okay, if you have Loathab in your band and not in your main deck, something is wrong. Just saying. But yeah, this card's cool. I give it like 3 out of 5 stars. It's definitely playable, but not super insane. It's definitely not super insane, but it is a cool card. 3 out of 5 stars. Next card, Ghost Rider. 5 mana 4/4, discover spell, finale, discover another. So are we just like banning this card in Arena? Because this card in Arena is like too good, right? You just play on 5, literally get 2 spells. That has to be like one of the best Arena cards in the game. But we're judging for Standard. In Standard, 5 mana is kind of a hefty price. I think this card is playable, but only in control decks that can afford to run it, like Control Warrior or something. And I don't know how good those decks are going to be. Historically, they haven't been good recently. Mostly aggro decks have been good. And the reason why, or maybe not necessarily aggro, but not aggro, but like tempo decks, like Rogue and stuff, because those decks have like good refill. They don't need to rely on clunky 5 mana cards to give them value. I mean, this card's cool, but I think the way Hearthstone has been power crept recently, it's not really that strong for Standard. 2 stars, 2 out of 5. It's playable, but only fringe play. The 1 amalgam band, 7 mana 6/6, gain a random bonus effect for each minion you've played this game. Okay, I have no idea what this card does. How are you supposed to know what this card does by reading it? Gain a random bonus effect. Like what? For each minion type you've played this game? So if you play an amalgam, does it just like trigger for all the minion types? Or does like amalgam only count for 1? I have no idea how this card works. Oh, keywords. The Rush Divine Shield. Okay, this card's bad. Even if you gave this card every keyword, Rush, Divine Shield, Taunt, Wind Fury. It's not even that good. Like, what? This is a legendary 1-star. 1-star, and I'm disgusted they even make this card. What if it can get charged? Okay, if this card can get charged, it's definitely playable. But I have to put it can't get charged? Okay, back to 1-star then. 1-star. Dude, even if this card just sets 7 mana 6/6, Wind Fury, Rush, Divine Shield, Taunt, it would be unplayable. It's good if it gets all 8 keywords. It's still bad. It's only good if it gets charged. Yeah, this card sucks. 1-star. Okay, so far all these cards are pretty bad. What's the best card we've seen? Oh, sorry. What's the best card we've seen so far? Probably this card. These cards are 3. These cards are bad. Maybe this card. Oh, this is the best card so far. Screaming Banshee. These other ones suck. Yeah. Okay, best card so far is Screaming Banshee. It's the only one I gave a 4 so far. It can get lifesteal. Oh, true. It can't get lifesteal. Still a 1-star. I stand by the other card being a 1-star. Okay, cool. So far, Screaming Banshee's best card of the 18 cards out, but obviously there's like 100 more cards, so things can change. I put a lot of conditionals to some of the cards reviewed. But yeah, anyways, since this is YouTube, I'm going to edit this part out that I'm saying. But yes, like and subscribe. I love you all. Check me out on Twitch. I'll see you guys later.